Welcome to God Pods, faith conversations from Boston College's Church in the 21st Century Center.
Welcome to God Pods. I'm Kiefer. The season of Advent offers each one of us the grace to be patient, to be attentive, to quiet our lives so we can ready our hearts for the coming of the Christ child. In that grace, we meet God in moments of hope, peace, joy, and love. But let's face it, being patient and attentive is hard during the holiday season, a season that challenges our time and inflates our expectations. In the readings for the first week of Advent, our Lord reminds us that He is with us, to guide us, and to help us increase and abound in love for one another and for all. Many Advents ago, when our 4 daughters were in elementary school, I could feel myself getting tangled up in the stress and the busyness of the season. So I prayed. I asked God to help me move beyond the call of them all and to be present in His love. Then one morning, after dropping the kids off at school, I felt a pull to just sit down for a minute, to read the paper and just be present. While flipping through the paper, I stopped at the obituary pages because I caught a picture of 2 girls hugging each other. The title read, "Alexandria Lynch, Gift Giver with a Vibrant Smile." My heart skipped, knowing that one of the 2 girls pictured was Alexandria, and no longer with us. 2 paragraphs later was the realization that not one, but both of these young girls, who were sisters, had passed away 14 months apart. I thought, how could this happen? How could this be? But then Alexandria's obituary told the rest of the story. Once upon a time, a baby girl was born into this world. Her entrance would be marked by many challenges. This little angel would have to overcome some physical, mental, and emotional challenges in her first few hours of her life. Challenges that many of us wouldn't face in a lifetime. She would have to find a family to care for her, to love her, and to embrace her special needs. Harry and Patricia Lynch, parents of 4 daughters and a son, and willing foster parents, would take this angel home at 2 weeks old and love her for a lifetime. She was only going to come for the weekend, said Patricia Lynch, but we fell in love with her right from the moment we set eyes on her. The Lynch family officially adopted Alexandria when she was 2 years old. This brilliant moonbeam cast a spell over her family and their world. She became the great gift giver of the family, convincing everyone at birthday time that each birthday girl or boy needed more gifts. When her sisters went off to college, she missed them so much and loved visiting them, again, casting her spell on their world. At home, her teenage brother Joseph would teach her math and the rules of certain sports. Alexandria could never learn through traditional teaching. She had to live her lessons to understand them. Maybe that's why she could bake a chocolate sponge cake without understanding the true concept of measurement. Maybe that's why she could see the wonder in each day, in each moment, through all of her challenges. As I continued reading, I thought about how this family lived Advent, how they lived love. Alexandria only knew one prayer from memory. It was the Hail Mary. The prayer became her heart song when her dearest sister Sheila would pass on at the age of 23, falling ill after conducting research on plant cells in a Texas cave a few days earlier. Devastated, every Friday, Alexandria and her mother would visit Sheila's grave. The family had given Alexandria a watering can so that she could tend to Sheila's flowers at the cemetery. There she would water and recite with great gusto the Hail Mary. Time passed, and on one quiet Monday afternoon, Alexandria was snug on the sofa napping. Her mother watched her from the kitchen, resting peacefully. "About 15 minutes later, I went to check on her," said Patricia. "And I thought she was asleep, but then I had this sense that Sheila had come and said, 'It's time to come home now, Alexandria.'" Alexandria listened and went home to God. She was 13 years old. When I finished the obituary, I was sobbing uncontrollably. I cried for the Lynch family. I cried for Sheila and Alexandria and for our world without them. And I cried for the grace, a grace received because I knew in that very moment that obituary was an Advent prayer. When the tears stopped, I thought that anyone who read this obituary had to be awakened by this extraordinary family. But I couldn't help but think of all the people who didn't read it. So I made a quiet promise to share it always with others during the season of Advent as a reminder that our Lord is with us, especially in the roaring of the sea and the waves of our life, that love abounds, and that angels do exist, and the season of Advent helps us find them. This Advent, may we all pray for the strength to escape the trappings of expectations and not let our hearts become drowsy. May we remember to ask our Lord to help us be more present while being vigilant to His call to love ourselves and love each other. Let's live Advent, this Advent. The Christ child is coming. Here are some questions for your Advent journey. How can you find more time in your day to be present in God's love? What can you do differently to quiet the noise and ready your heart? How can you share the love of God with others this season? How can you better love yourself? What is your Advent prayer? How can you live that prayer this Advent?
For more Catholic faith resources, follow us at bc.edu/C21 or via Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.